like a different team found a different answer. So if you have multiple ways of playing against it, it's probably not as good. Meanwhile, we're still in this sorting process of the tier list of heroes at the moment, at least for these teams. Like Steven said, you have so many: Kotl, Shadow Demon, Bane, Bat, Beastmaster, Night Stalker, Clinks. There is just too many that I can't really say for sure Lycan. Which one of these will be picked in the first stage?
Yes, lists are growing, stocks are rising. And I do think with Clinks especially, there was this period where it was like people didn't fully understand what this hero excelled at. You know, there was a few days before people had really kind of grasped it and what it could do. But yeah, recently it's been figured out. I think people need to move on from it. It's still a good pick, but it needs to be in the right circumstance, and you need to make sure that it's a later pick in the draft for sure. It's answerable. That's the biggest thing. We do now have the draft underway, so let's jump into game number 1 of Team Spirit versus T1 and find out exactly what these guys are going to be picking and banning.
Tide. Right. Didn't mention that
Tide
one
and
though.
Bane.
We didn't.
Yeah. Tide might just be the best teamfight anchor right now, right? I mean, he literally carries an anchor with him everywhere he goes. So that makes sense.
You were waiting for that one. Is he gonna anchor smash people around? Yeah. Anyway, what else are we gonna see banned here? Maybe a Batrider from T1 has the second ban, or will they just aim Team Spirit with some Bloodseeker like
Dire team ban?
Yeah, Bloodseeker.
Yeah, they get rid of the blood. I think that's a good idea.
It's a more personalized kind of a ban, you know. Like,
it's probably the best carry, like that, or laning carry that Team Spirit is playing, right? Plus, it could be flexed to the offlane. So it's multi-purpose ban here from T1. They tend to like to ban out heroes that are gonna give them a tough time in the laning stage.
And it's very aggressive, right? Like all these heroes that the Team Spirits have excelled with are usually very active in the mid game, from the carry role, that is. So your Gyrocopters, your Bloodseekers. Meanwhile, T1, maybe a Kotl ban from Team Spirit. I would be afraid, just a bat, I would be afraid of that Zephyr, Keeper of the Light.
Yeah.
It's done a lot today. Yeah.
Like just the chakra, giving it to your teammates, just having that nonstop fuel. I mean, T1 is going to go for that 5-man lineup, I think, again.
Chakra on the side. In the last game, there's a Dragonite pushing the tower. He uses the second spell. I don't even know its name anymore. It used to be Mana Leak. I love you, Mana Leak.
Binding?
Yeah, Binding.
Heavenly Light.
Heavenly whatever the hell. He used that, then he used his Illuminate. It took like half of an HP off of a Dragonite. It's a little bit ridiculous how much damage it does.
Maybe some tweaking needed there, but yeah, pretty bonkers.
They're probably thinking they take the Keeper here. The Night Stalker is gonna come through right away. So they're wondering if they should take the Night Stalker, risk the Keeper of the Light not being picked up by Team Spirit.
And look at that. They're
probably
taking,
what's going to their mind.
They're burning into their real time as well. Reserve is already gone. Shadow Demon.
All right. Not bad. That's also the other top tier support hero being picked up right now. You know the Soul Catcher, like the recent buff to it, people don't talk about it that much. You get like a spell amplification for every target that you hit. That stuff adds up.
5 seconds.
Like it's an HP removal spell, and then you get like 11% spell amp or something for each target that you get with it.
It's I don't know, Shadow Demon is just one of those heroes which I've kind of just accepted that I'll never really understand, you know. Disruption, like I get that one. The rest of his abilities are kind of
Come on, it's not okay, never mind. They just go with the Kotl. Maybe a Night Stalker together with him. We've seen that combination already drafted a couple of times. It's not the same anti-combo as it used to be.
I would like that, to be honest, for Team Spirit here, because that would give them so much vision control and lane shoving. I think T1 are in a tough position now with these two heroes being picked up together.
Yeah, they go for it. Now T1, they could even go for the Monkey King, for Mr. 23 Savage. You have a decent lane.
10 seconds.
they need like a
remaining.
Beastmaster or Lycan right now to combat this. They
5
need a way
seconds
to
remaining.
be able to create vision, whether through wolves or hawks, and then also be able to push lanes out and take towers pretty quickly against this team during the daytime. That's probably like the biggest weakness of Team Spirit right now. It's just daytime, and if there's a way to jump the Keeper of the Light.
Radiant team.
Interestingly,
lane.
when these two teams
They
go with
played
the
against
Luna.
each other before, okay, Luna Shadow Demon, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, when these two teams played against each other before, there were 4 heroes which were picked up twice in that series. One of them was a Bane, which is already banned out. One of them is a Clinks, which we've already talked about, gone down in popularity quite a lot. The other was a
10
Void Spirit
seconds
and the
remaining.
Pangolier. Do you think we'll be seeing either of those two?
I guess
Radiant
they've
team
changed
ban.
everything up. I mean, the tournament has progressed quite a lot, so
Already
both
has.
teams have evolved like significant amount from the first day.
Dire team ban.
Yep.
You can see that right here in the drafts, as you
Radiant
said.
team
And the
ban.
Luna pick, it's good, but again, I really feel like they needed the Lycan or the Beastmaster more so. That being said, though, you got your hard carry, you got your aura guys. T1 just need to start getting some anchors and ways to cover this Luna.
At the same time, Beastmaster
10
is
seconds
yet to be
remaining.
banned, and if Team Spirit do not get him out, you can still pick it up.
5
Luna and
seconds
Beastmaster
remaining.
is excellent. I don't mind
Yeah.
that at all. So, could be something the T1 is thinking about. I didn't see Cuckoo play too much Beastmaster overall, but he can play it for sure.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
One part I really find enjoyable about this new drafting order is during the second phase of bans, it's quite interesting to look how each team bans through the second phase, because obviously there's the ban out counters to your heroes
Dire
and
team ban.
counter stuff you plan on picking, but there's also the case of like T1 will ban the individual heroes, which would be very strong. Team Spirit might choose to ban heroes which could be comboed with another hero, which could be really strong because of the
So, like an
double pick
Omni
you get on
Knight, you're
T1.
thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we actually saw Tundra do last game.
10
Didn't work out for them,
seconds
but
remaining.
they didn't have the double picks. They ended up banning out Silencer,
5 seconds
which I thought was a bit
remaining.
weird. When you think about it, LGD really liked drafting Silencer and Spirit Breaker together, so it kind of makes sense in that regard, where it's this powerful combo they didn't want to play against. Ban one, ban both, double the value. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, for Dota nerds like us. Everyone else is like, what are you talking about, bro?
They can still let the Omni go through, right? And just pick it. Team Spirit can grab that Omni and then
Omni
follow
Sven.
up. Yeah, Omni Sven. Clinks is still in the pool if you wanted to go that way. Omni Clinks. There are options.
Dire
I'm
team pick.
not really feeling the
Radiant
Omni this
team
game,
pick.
but
I go with the
Yeah.
Lion.
they want more disables right now. They're gonna have the Keeper of the Light in the position 5. That's what we saw them play the last time Team Spirit picked Kato.
Yeah, Coddle Omni could have been a bit tricky. We've seen teams suffer, especially Team Spirit, actually.
10
They're one of the
seconds
teams which,
remaining.
when they don't have stuns in their support duo, just looked very confused.
5
This is
seconds
where I
remaining.
was thinking, like, if you took the Beastmaster like an earlier, you could have
Radiant
potentially
team pick.
gone into like a Phantom Assassin draft in some ways when you see Lion, Keeper, and Night Stalker. But T1, they still want to replicate what they did in the last game against SG. Just pick some 5-man group up, have that save
10
with the Shadow
seconds
Demon, have that aura with the Luna.
They just get their good
5
old,
seconds
reliable
remaining.
Whitemon Disruptor. This hero is extremely strong in his hands. You have a hero that controls the Night Stalker a little bit too, and they follow up with the Beastmaster that we called earlier. So, pretty solid draft so far from T1. Nothing super out there, just straightforward. You have your combo with the Luna, you have Beastmaster to buffer up, Disruptor, decent laner.
10 seconds remaining.
And it's incredibly good against these 3 heroes. I'm just shook Spirit
5
didn't think
seconds
like they were
remaining.
going to go for this unless they're planning to pick something that crushes Beastmaster in the lane. But even then, Beastmaster is just going to buy Dominator by like 7 minutes or whatever and just go jungle and come back into the lane to take the tower when his mid laner decides to join him.
Yep. Pretty good pick from
Radiant
T1. We've
team
seen this
back.
hero have a lot of success so far. And Team Spirit will answer with the Gyrocopter.
They're
So
just on
how does
brand.
this do?
They're just
Yeah.
on brand, right? That's all. When I called for an Omni, I felt like it's a good Omni plus, let's say, Sven game, but it's definitely not on brand of Team Spirit, in which they just want to be
10
brawling
seconds remaining.
in the mid game, and they want to have a decent amount of
5
damage
seconds
to
remaining.
take these brawls. Gyrocopter definitely brings that to the table, and it's probably the best hero for them on that carry role after Bloodseeker. We've already discussed that. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys like Disruptor versus Night Stalker, by the way? I feel like it's one of the few support heroes which can actually just survive against Night Stalker if you can get that glimpse
Yeah.
off in time.
Dire team ban.
Well, not only that, you can hold him down and kill him, right? If he doesn't buy a BKB early on, which is also
Radiant
very
team
nice.
ban.
Mm-hmm.
All
Vision
the classic,
inside the trees as well, which I think is really important.
all
What
the
do you think, guys? Is he gonna play the Doom again on
Carl?
Carl here? Yep.
Yeah. It's possible. Definitely possible. Like when you look at all all the mid laners
10
that are being
seconds
banned out, it's
remaining.
all those mid laners that require some skill. Your
5
Storm, your
seconds
Ember, maybe
remaining.
some Void Spirit or Quap now to
Dire
get
team
away
ban.
from a Viper. Okay,
Viper, very skillful mid hero. Yeah.
very very. And meanwhile, Team Spirit with a Lina ban. And what could T1... Doom, he won't play, by the way. It's already been banned. We weren't looking...
Oh yeah,
10
no.
seconds
Oh.
I think
Sorry.
they're setting up for a Void Spirit if Team Spirit don't ban it here.
5
That's what I
seconds
believe.
remaining.
Although it is kind of rough against Night Stalker and Lion, I guess. But still, I'd rather see them with a playmaker than something which is going to slow the game down too much, because this Gyro can farm. It can maybe not keep pace with Luna, but it won't be far behind her, and then all it
Yeah.
takes is one fight, one gank, and the Gyro
I
will be
like
on
the
top.
Void. I think I like the Void Spirit here. Sounds good. Just a way to like kill the Lion and Keeper and not have to rely on the Beastmaster having to get him. If you pick
Radiant
something like a
team
Leshrac, then that's the kind of problem you face. Lina, same thing. Maybe Team Spirit. I know those are good bans, but I don't think those were the bans that is going to protect your team, especially your supports.
Yeah.
You would have been happy having a Leshra Lina on T1 side because now your
10
supports
seconds
have the
remaining.
freedom to be able to play the game.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's a really good point, actually.
So you guys are
there's
calling
no one
for
to
what?
get on top of them.
Something
Void
like a
Spirit?
Void Spirit?
Dire
Yeah.
team
Yeah.
pick.
There's a lot of catch. That's my problem for Void Spirit. There's a lot of catch coming from Lion, and then there's Night Stalker with AoE Silence.
Yeah,
I,
okay,
I, I
mentioned that.
completely agree that it would be good to jump on these supports, but if you're the one getting jumped on, your game would be really rough. I think that's why
10
they
seconds
opted to
It's the
go for
same
these.
as
Fraser.
it's the same as the game before we saw with the Void Spirit against the
5
Legion and the Doom.
seconds
It was like,
remaining.
but obviously Legion do much more high commitment spells, much harder to land than Hex, and just the AoE silence from the Night Stalker, much quicker. So they do go for the Razor in the end, just go for the anti-carry, trying to bring down the Gyro. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's simple. You get on top of that Gyro and follow him around every single team fight. And we'll see if Team Spirit can figure out Quap maybe, right? No, they go
You may
with
now
Invoker.
select your heroes.
Ooh, Toronto,
Wow.
Tokyo Invoker. What a treat. This guy, he casts spells. I'll tell you that
That
much.
is not bad either. Lots of control available now for Team Spirit, and again T1, like their only real lockdown is Cuckoo's Roar or Disruptor Glimpsing. So they're kind of playing like this brick wall, run together as 5, take objectives kind of play style.
Meanwhile,
Alright.
Team Spirit is completely in full aggressive, full Davai pub style mode in which they can do whatever the hell they want to, as long as they play fast enough and they outplay T1. These heroes allow them to do that. Come first night, Toronto Tokyo can start rotating together with Collapse. They're really fast and pick off oriented, so it can work. But a couple of mistakes and T1 is just knocking on your high ground already.
So who you like here, Lizard?
I can go.
Go, Nomad. I need some time.
I'm feeling Team Spirit. I'm really feeling Team Spirit in this one. I think this Lion actually has like a kind of free game, which sounds kind of weird, but you need to take Lion out of the fights, and no one can really do that for them. So I honestly believe that it's a really good looking game for the side of Team Spirit. So yeah, I'm going for them with a relative degree of confidence.
I think Team Spirit definitely are on brand with this draft. It's completely in their zone. I'm still going to go with T1 on a whim here in the first game because I believe that they're a little bit of a stronger team.
Steven?
I mean, I agree with Lizard in the sense that T1 is the stronger team, but that Razor pick, I'm not the biggest fan of it. Plus, I don't think they answered the Keeper of the Light issue, which is going to be sitting behind towers and blasting your waves. It's not easy for them to get there. They're going to buy enough time on Team Spirit to play their game. I actually slightly favor Team Spirit here.
Oh, Theban turning against T1, a team he's been advocating for a long time, but I can see why. I mean, I agree with you. Let's throw it over to our casters for this one. We've got Beak up on the mic and Mo Farah as well.
Thank you very much, Nomad. Definitely joined here by Mo Farah. He's on the mic as well.
I was going to say,
whether it's a good mic or not, you know.
I feel like a little bit offended from Nomad, but he said a lot worse before that didn't offend me, so I shouldn't really be.
Yeah, I think you should be fine with this one and kind of, keep on moving.
So, I like when the panel are a little bit unsure about who to get behind, because it usually means we get a close game. And I would slightly favour Team Spirit, I think, this game. I agree with even that the Kotl issue is something to worry about for T1. Cuckoo doesn't normally play these, like, more micro-intensive heroes, right? Like, I mean, Beastmaster's not massively micro-intensive, but like the Brood Mothers and the Lycans and things, it's not something that he's really known for. And he does have a few Beastmaster games recently, but be interesting to see how he does, especially in that difficult lane. We talked about the Gyrocopter earlier today against these summon heroes in the laning stage, and how good Flat Cannon can be up against them. So up to Cuckoo to try and hide those boars when the flat comes through.
It'll be interesting to see him, like you said, on this micro hero and how much it's really going to be used to micro. Get that Helm of the Overlord, you just bring the Thunderhide with you.
It's not that I'm saying he can't play it either. It's just not something that he's, like, known for.
Not trying to say he can't play it either. It's not the first hero you think of when you think of Cuckoo, right?
Easy ball.
Actually, could you guess his most played hero in pro games?
Of all time?
On his Dota buff, yeah, all time.
I could... If I had to guess... Didn't he used to play mid, though?
I'm just saying.
It'll be a mid lane. I don't know what it is, but maybe like Lena or something. I don't know, but...
That is number 2.
That's number 2, okay. What's number 1?
Number 1 is Queen of Pain.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, White Mon
being thrown forward. That'll do some damage here on a White Mon. They've got the homie missile to follow it up and should have first blood. Yatoro will be the one who gets that first blood on White Mon, and he's played this gyro quite a lot recently. Seems to be the hero that he's most comfortable with in this event thus far.
Yeah, really nice to see them give the first blood to Yatoro as well. So having that little bit of extra gold coming through on the gyrocopter. This, I'm really surprised that they let this Invoker go through, honestly. I think Toronto Tokyo has shown recently that how good he can be on this hero.
Nothing for you.
It seems like that and the Queen of Pain have been really strong for him.
Yeah, the Queen of Pain against the Bat Rider, it was in particular, though. It looked so good. This lane's going to be very difficult for Collapse, though. The double range hero. Yes, he has 5 armor to work with, but the constant spell spam?
Yeah. Ooh. Also kind of keeping an eye mid, but meanwhile in the
Poshka might be in trouble here.
Jungle, Poshka 5 stacks, and there it is. Zephyr gets the kill onto Moposhka, taking out that Coddle, even though this game up at 1. And this is leaving Cuckoo to kind of do his own thing for the moment, and with Zephyr getting that kill, Cuckoo will continue to have an easier time in this top lane.
Yeah, and look at Collapse's CS on this Night Stalker. He has nothing. And we're almost 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah, 0 and 1.
T1 doing a really good job of controlling this bot lane so far. Doesn't have the disruption on Zephyr here.
And he's starting to get those stacks, though.
I mean, Miposhka, again, does have to be careful. As soon as your stacks get to like 5 or 6, yeah.
Did I hear a squeak?
Not a lot of damage there at 4. But Toronto Tokyo over mid will pick up that water rune. We've got Miposhka taking away a sentry as the other sentry was taken out prior. But right now, things for T1 looking pretty good. I say that. And Team Spirit, they're the ones who have a 1K net worth lead.
I mean, both safe laners having a good time. That's the big thing, right? Like, the Gyrocopter's got 8 denies up in the top lane as well. Luna here.
Kinetic Field is down. 23 getting really low. Collapse trying to get this kill. I have a Lucent Beam in a second, so he'll give up the chase. Mira now trying to hide from Whitemon. I think spotted for a second. I don't know if Whitemon really has the damage anymore to get this kill by himself. 23 comes over. They'll get the kill on a Whitemon. A Lucent Beam thrown over on the Mira, but it's not going to matter. 23 can't get a kill in return.
That's such a lane salvaging kill for Collapse as well. Such a big increase in his net worth for like where he was struggling a little bit before. All of a sudden he gets a free creep wave as well. So he's going to be a big fan of that one. And the thing is, like, even Toronto Tokyo, where he's got this mid lane against the Razor. Yes, Razor has a lot of denies mid and everything, but he's still CSing okay. Like, this hero, not so much about the lane as it is about the game overall.
Gold is a great conductor.
And then we'll see how quickly Toronto Tokyo ends up moving off the mid lane, right? Like, he's been a very active mid, that's for sure. Right now, 15-8 for the Razor, 15-3 for Toronto Tokyo. So Carl, even with this Invoker, in terms of CS.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm just worried about this Gyrocopter. I mean, you talked about how difficult this lane could be for the Beastmaster. And Yutoro obviously going for that build that we see a lot, the max flat cannon stats build. And the thing is as well, like, flat cannon doesn't have a particularly long cooldown at the moment, but with the chakra magic as well, Yutoro's going to be farming so quickly.
Yeah, just constantly getting that chakra magic at level 1. It was alright for Cuckoo to start this lane. It felt like the pressure was alleviated a little bit with Zephyr moving over and getting that kill on Miposhka, but Cuckoo from that point, it's really been a struggle. And like you said, it's due to the fact that Yutoro has that chakra magic and he has that black cannon that he's working with. There's Spike. Well, the Lucent Beam, 23 behind. Collapse will get the kill onto Mira, and then Whitemon falls. Collapse will be getting some solo experience on that with 23 getting the first kill.
He's so tanky on Collapse. He has like 10 armor. He's got the bracer, he's got the chainmail, 8 stick charges to work with as well. I mean, the support net worth is where the difference is at the moment, though. Look at that. Like, the cores are relatively close apart from Yutoro.
You should run.
It's just the supports.
Yeah, big difference between the supports. Collapse gets caught. Lucent Beam or Spike will land. Like you said, Collapse working with 10 armor, maybe even thinking about going back in. He's just a little bit low where he should feel comfortable.
He has stick charges, though.
And yeah, pop that stick. So he's got 0 left. Mira getting chased. Thunderstrike there. 23 sitting low. Collapse. He'll end up going down. Zephyr falls to Yatoro up in the top lane. So both carries getting the kill.
Yeah, he forces Yutoro to come all the way over, though, so not too bad for T1.
Money changes hands.
And you see that from Toronto Tokyo as well. Make sure the tornado hits the small camp as well to be extra efficient.
Dire are scanning.
And we've seen how good he can be with this this Invoker. And look at this stack.
Oh my goodness.
Yatoro getting a big, juicy influx of gold.
He has the Crystalus no boots on Yutoro. That's how good his lane was. Like, he could afford to be greedy.
Now he's picked up the boots, and he's all of a sudden, one component away from picking up the treads and just 50 gold. So quickly into that, those stacks made for him by Miposhka. So, this Coddle, yeah, he gave up a death earlier on, but he's done his job. He's helped Yatoro continue to just excel in the net worth.
Peek up, he's 1,000 gold ahead of the Luna at 7 minutes. That's absurd. And it's not even like the Luna's had a really hard time. Like, she's done okay.
Some stacks being made for Luna, though, too. Or, well, you'd think it's for Luna. Beastmaster starting to take the Ancients. They go after 23. They've got 3 heroes down here.
It's the Razor, though.
Trying to make something happen. Carl comes in, gets the static link onto Toronto Tokyo, forcing him to run away. They're looking for 23. Mira gets 2-man Earth Spike, but the Lucent beating the damage in from Whitemon. They'll get themselves at least one. They might be able to salvage and get 2 without losing 23, and that's exactly what they do. 23 surviving through the trees and making sure he stays out of vision, and ultimately Team Spirit come up empty-handed.
Yeah, great rotation from Carl, but also, yeah, really nice movement around the trees there by 23 Savage. He'll be really happy with that one. But again, Yatoro's net worth is terrifying. I mean, they have the Razor, right? So at least if they get a good link off in him in the fight, it's gonna, severely negate his damage. But even so, they're giving the lane to Zephyr here to get him to level 6, while Beastmaster farms the jungle with the Helm of Dom. But Yatoro's doing exactly the same to give Miposhka the XP in the farm.
Carl with an extra 62 damage. Toronto Tokyo and Carl look at each other over mid for a second, but they're not going in. No aggression just yet. Lion was there over mid, maybe thinking about it.
Raindrops on the Night Stalker now as well, so not going to be afraid to have a bit of a scrap. He's going to go in here on the Luna.
Yeah, trying to go for 23, but again, the Eclipse, the kinetic field, and Collapse has to leave.
You might get the courier here.
He's close, but meanwhile, over mid, they're trying to get a kill here on Carl. They've got Toronto Tokyo as well as Yatoro trying for this Razor, and they'll succeed at killing this Razor.
Collapse is just
somehow
playing
Collapse
around.
for now, getting out.
You see Invoker running bot as well here. Oh,
Ooh,
Cuckoo.
Mira. One more shot, and Mira's gone. That's the boar getting the kill, and Toronto Tokyo is now
Invoker's
heading over towards bottom.
Trying to take it. If they kill the Luna here, this is huge.
Cold Snap and Collapse trying to go in. The kinetic field is there, but it's not going to matter. They've got the Void to get the kill, and now the Tornado EMP coming through on a Whitemon. Carl's here once again. The Plasma Field, the right clicks from Whitemon needs one more. Carl trying to find him. There's the Void, and
Really,
Collapse getting a kill on a Whitemon before he dies.
yeah, really great min-maxing from Collapse there at the end just to make sure he gets the kill. Cuckoo's making the rotation down bot here. This is a really early Beastmaster rotation, like in comparison to a lot of the games we've seen. Coming to, I assume, invest the ancient stacks potentially in things like that, but
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
gonna come up empty-handed.
For the most part, we've seen the Beastmasters kind of stay stationary until they have that Helm of the Overlord.
Well, I think last game that happened, but it doesn't happen every time.
It's such a free lane, he was able to do so. So still just a 1k lead right now for Team Spirit.
Cuckoo's smoked up here, but they're not really near anybody. Spirit just grouped up here. Are they going for their own smoke? Interesting.
They smoke up again here on Team Spirit?
They're gonna go. This Gyrocop's so strong as well. 2k net worth ahead of anybody else in the game. If they can take a fight here with a good Gyrocopter flak.
Ooh, Tornado lands onto both 23 as well as Cuckoo. Cuckoo out of mana with the EMP dropping down. They'll get the kill on a Cuckoo. They'll look over the homing missile. Comes out into Zephyr. Disruption. Homing missile avoided. All the while, Eclipses drop down onto 3 heroes on the side of Team Spirit. They get the kill on a 23. They'll take him out. Now they'll look over. Mira on the run as Carl makes the rotation in with Whitemon. So they get the Lion. They trade 2 for 1. Collapse going into the back lines. He's got himself that Dark Ascension. Looks over at Zephyr for the second. Carl, though, solar bound, and he is going to die. Collapse gets the kill there. Maposhka takes out Zephyr. It's a 4-for-1 in the favor of Team Spirit. They looked so good in that exchange. Knew exactly what they wanted the entire time.
Yeah, relentless aggression from Spirit as well. Like their other two cores in the Night Stalker and the Invoker aren't even particularly farmed, but their spell usage is so good, right? The Night Stalker can just run in. Like, what did T1 do? What's the outplay? I think Beastmaster dying first is again probably the worst thing that can happen, apart from maybe the Shadow Demon. But they need the Beastmaster's damage output in these fights to be able to kill people off. Like their highest net worth hero just dies straight away.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he dies very quickly, and that comes from the Tornado EMP. That absolutely just obliterates him with the help of Yotaro, who's just about got this Ags. Working with double damage, so anybody steps up, maybe he gets another kill. You gonna smoke again?
He also has Ags on Gyro. I don't think you smoke until you have the Ags up, but... could if they really want, I guess.
Yeah, he's 150 gold away. Only about a creep wave away from getting this.
I mean, they're so close to hitting another timing though, right? With the Gyro Ags, they've got the Night Stalker ult to wait for as well. It is still daytime, remember. Razor finishes the Yules. Okay.
Daytime for 2 more minutes.
I wonder if he goes for like something like a halberd on the Razor this game. He's got BKB. I mean, it is a great BKB game.
Dire are scanning.
And here's the Ags. Yeah, this is scary, scary. They're looking to potentially get this bot tier 1 by the looks of it.
And if you're T1, I just don't think you really feel comfortable defending, or at least trying to.
Oh no, absolutely not. They're going to try and trade by the looks of it and get this top tier 1, but they're smoked up on Spirit. Oh, not smoked up, sorry, they're not smoked up. They're running through the jungle, though. With the Invoker Invis. I got confused there.
I don't think they're going to make it, though, in time. Not TPing in, and, well, I say they're not going to make it in time. They already got the tier 1. Maybe they could throw some TPs that way. Scan comes out over mid, and yeah, they're not going to go for it. They're just going to let it drop and trade. So Vlad's picked up for Cuckoo. He's close to that Helm of the Overlord. About 1,000 gold.
They want to try and find an initiation with the Raw, really, and like drop the Static Storm on the Raw target. But this Keeper of the Light's just constantly shoving lanes out. It's just like they're really struggling to like find the entry because the lanes are just constantly shoved in. Like bot lane shoved in, mid lane shoved in. And I think they just smoked up under a ward on Spirit.
Yeah. So with that information, T1 sit back.
Are they dropping a ward on the high ground here, or?
23. I don't know if that's where you want to be.
Where's my pigeon?
4 spots that bounty go away. We've also got the Hawk. They're still nearby. They're working with Nighttime. They have Dark Ascension ready to go. Blink Dagger picked up by the Night Stalkers to collapse. It's early into the Blink Dagger. Sometimes we've seen these Night Stalkers go BKB Blink, and the Blink takes a little bit of time. But now that you've got this Blink, you can get on top of these heroes like Disruptor, get that Crippling Fear, silence them up, and just kill them off pretty quickly.
The Shadow Demon's probably target number 1 for Collapse this game. You want to get that defensive support out the game as quickly as possible, out the fight. What is anybody? Sorry, I missed those items. Is anybody building a 4-star on the dice? Oh, Cole has one already. Jesus, Maposhka is farmed.
He's got 4,200 gold in his net worth, and this is without going null talismans and cleaning up these creep waves with the illuminates. He's got so much gold. He does have 48 CS, so working with quite a bit at the moment.
He's playing really
well.
well.
About to have his Blink Dagger too, so there again. It feels like there's constant timings that Team Spirit are hitting that they can fight off of.
Yeah, the support net worth's just ridiculous.
Oh,
Zephyr gonna try and bait out a.
Yeah. Wow. Is Zephyr tip here? You think?
Gets a nice vessel charge out of the Invoker.
Radiant structures are fortified.
He still has to be careful. Collapse has that blink dagger, and if he's anywhere near the tier 2, he might just get got on. Meanwhile, 23 is pushing the top tier 2 as well.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Still, look at how far ahead Naturo is. Disruption.
They need to get
Data
out
with your
here.
spike. 23 coming over. Lucent Beam onto Toronto, Tokyo. Now they're going to go with the Dark Ascension. They've got the Static Storm drop down. They're trying to get the kill here onto the Gyrocopter. Gyro, can he survive? Static Link taking away a lot of that
Great
damage. Force staff
force.
from Maposhka. That's going to push Yatoro away. Now they hit the Illuminate. Carl down to about half health. Doesn't look like Team Spirit really want to re-engage on this, but they are sticking close just in case T1 come a little bit too far out and find themselves out of position, as they have this ward down and have the vision on this T1 side.
Yeah, that was a great initiation by T1 as well, finding the gyro, but they can't quite finish him off with the great force stuff. Oh no, Zephyr. This one's real though.
Yeah, this time it is real. And they have crippling feared him. Tornado for the kill. Now Toronto, Tokyo. He finds himself 3-0-4.
Now, this is something from Invokers today that we've seen where they tend to like go back for the BOTs today instead of going back for the Midas, but Toronto Tokyo is going for that Midas this time. Like, he wants to scale a little bit better going into the late game, which I really appreciate.
Now, like you said, we've seen it a couple times where they don't, and it ends up that like the Invoker kind of loses his presence a little bit.
Dire are scanning.
And the Blink's coming out for the Lion, as the observer's pointing out.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It's crazy that this like net worth distribution from Spirit is so different to most of their games that they normally play.
Moves out of collapse into the Static Storm. He is very caught here.
Good pick
Carl
off.
gets credit for that kill. By the way, Cuckoo has that home of the Overlord.
I think they're going to know that there's a ward on the high ground now, though. So at least Collapse, when he dies, he finds that bit of information out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yatoro almost having the BKB. Just 50 gold down when he's got that BKB. Yet another timing being hit here by the Spirit. Though T1, that kill is big onto Collapse, and they're starting to have Carl catch up a little bit to the Gyro. But yeah, you can see the split. The Gyro, 3 cores from T1, and then everybody else from Spirit.
I mean, Maposh is normally like this hard 5, though, as well. So it's just it's so bizarre to look at. This Cottle has a gem, by the way.
Dire's
So,
bottom tower is under
pure
attack.
vision control between the Night Stalker and the gem on the Keeper of the Light.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
T1, they have the Hawks to work with, but obviously with the gem, that can get taken away so easily.
Dark Ascension and trying to blink and get on top of Carl, but uses that Yules, and he's also got that BKB. They don't force that out.
Dire's bottom
I'm
tower
surprised they're not
is
hunting for
under
more. I thought they were going to carry on going there, but I know Razor's a quick hero.
Tornado lands on a Cuckoo. He's by the tier 2 tower. They've got the cold
That goes
snap.
deep.
Vessel glimpse back. Silence in onto Cuckoo. It's not going to get the kill. Now Carl coming around. They've got this ward down. They'll disarm the Razor.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Still nothing doing though for Spirit. This is a good job of T1 extending these engagements and not allowing them to lose numbers.
Yeah, T1
23 building up a net worth.
are doing a really good job here. They're not giving anything away. There's no Night Stalker ult now, and it is daytime, so T1 should feel comfortable for the next little while.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Gonna try and finish off this mid-tier 1.
Radiant are scanning.
And I think they might have
Should
seen
have
them
it.
smoke. I'm not 100% sure, but
Has fallen.
they're actually just going to head into Roche because without this Night Stalker ult, they feel so comfortable.
Sunstrike comes in and that does spot them.
Okay, they're going to smoke. They have Tornado, so they can stall. And Gyrocopter with the fresh BKB. Oh, this could be huge.
Tornado, EMP, Blink Hex coming into Cuckoo. They're going to throw the homing missile his way. Start to step out. Homing missile goes across the Roche pit, lands on a Cuckoo. They still haven't done anything yet.
The Roche is so low as well.
And they want to complete this. They've got Miposhka with that ult used. BKB's gonna be popped by Karo. Go after Yotaro. But ooh, Force Staff away from the static link that was only there for a second. He only got 28 damage out of that. They've got the glimpse as well as the static storm that's going to be around on Yotaro. Pops the BKB. They get the kill on a White Man. They'll take the first hero on the side of T1. And now with the flat cannon doing so much damage, they're forced to back off. Oh, blinding light. Earth Spike. Karo caught finger there. Ulti pushing Mira away, and they'll get the kill with the plasma field. The Illuminate is not going to land onto the Razor. And well, on the other side of the fight, you've got Toronto Tokyo going after Zephyr, who's hit with the Spirit Vessel. Carl on the run from Collapse. Collapse gets slow. Carl's still running quite quickly. They've got the disarm onto this Beastmaster as well as the Luna. Toronto Tokyo is the one who's running, but the Lucent Beam comes in. They get the kill on Toronto Tokyo. And Collapse, he cannot collapse on Carl's positioning just yet, but he does have that haste. If he can find him, he probably gets this kill. And they might walk into each other around the trees. Plasma field, there's the Dark Ascension. Gets the Void, but still not the kill. They've got the Yules. Can he keep up? He should be able to do so. And there's one more right click to finally get the kill
into the Roche, though.
Illuminate goes into the pit, and Roche is going the way of T1 into the hands of 23. They've got Miposhka locked down via the plasma field. Shadow Poison coming through. Zephyr gets the kill on Miposhka, but Collapse comes behind them, kills off Zephyr, takes out Cuckoo's courier. They get the buyback coming in from Miposhka. They'll look over at White Man. They'll take out Cuckoo. So these numbers are dwindling for the side of T1. They've got a triple kill from Collapse as he kills off White Man.
Trying to hunt down this ancient creep as well. It's a good one to find. Honestly, that was really sloppy by Spirit to begin with in the initial Roche fight, because they all kind of they went on different targets. Like, they all just ran off in different directions. Like, the Evoker ran left, the Night Stalker ran right. I don't know where the Gyrocopter went. Just not on the same page. And it ends up working because Collapse picks up this haste rune to find the Razor. Just in time.
And then comes back to the fight.
Yeah, and then you say, like, but they have the Aegis on T1 though, right? So it's not an awful fight for them. Yes, they lose 4, but this Luna is going to be incredibly difficult to deal with now. Is the Gyrocopter close to a big damage item? Because
he is going for the Sange and Yasha, and he just needs the Sange and then going Satanic or Daedalus finish.
I thought he was going to finish the Daedalus before. He went for like the Satanic or the SMY, but I think SMY is such a good value item in this game. You're against like Link, the Purge, the Raw. There's so much that the status resist works with.
Crazy thing is, Collapse, after all that, he moves ahead of the Beastmaster.
Yes. I mean, that's what triple kills do for you though, right?
Yeah.
If they found someone
forward, trying to catch this ancient black dragon.
It's too quick.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Hey, yo, you can't catch my Red Eyes Black Dragon. Back off, Team Spirit.
That's pretty
Bottom
good,
lane.
actually.
That was pretty bad. Tier 2 going down very quickly.
Look how quick they push as well. Luna Gaming with the Beastmaster sat behind.
Throwing Illuminate forward. They've got the homing missile coming into Carl. Toronto Tokyo trying to wrap around onto the back lines. They won't really have a way to spot him. They've also got Collapse, but now they're going to look over. They've got the disruption onto the Gyrocopter as well as the Primal War. They have the damage go after Yotaro, and it's Karo moving in. They get the kill on Yotaro. They'll end up using White Man, but the Crippling Fear is onto 2 of these heroes. They go after 23. They'll take the Aegis out of his hands. The Pig Pole trying to run, but won't be far enough. Zephyr dead. Bull supports out of the fight on the side of T1 as Collapse is doing so much damage with the BKB. Oh, Karo, who got pushed with the Blinding Light, pushing him closer to the Night Stalker, gets the kill on a Collapse, or well, Cuckoo. He's the one who gets credit for it.
Bit of a bizarre way to start the fight though on Spirit. Like, they let the Gyrocopter just get gone on, and it would be fine if the team were within touching distance, but they were slightly too far away. So by the time they got there, he'd already been had to pop his BKB. He then got roared and got linked. So yeah, just a little bit late to the party on Spirit. And Toronto Tokyo knows there's no Aegis on the Luna.
Oh, 23 in the ice wall, but there's the Eclipse. They've got the Hex. Miposhka coming over with the Blinding Light, trying to push Karo away.
Tokyo?
Oh, the Eclipse. Oh, Toronto Tokyo! Is this 23 or Godzilla? Because he just took out Tokyo. Miposhka's going to fall to White Man.
Spirit, I mean, we said they're crazy, but they are making some small mistakes here. And they're getting punished for it really hard by T1, who are doing a great job, to be fair. But they understand that they need to play around their Luna with the Beastmaster sat behind, and they're just pushing the tempo. Using this Aegis to full effect here, able to switch this net worth for a sec, this is the first time they've been leading the whole game.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, I think it
And
is.
It really is.
Dire's bottom tower.
Our net worth
is
graph will
under
update
attack.
in a second.
Gift from the tempest of battle.
Update.
It's okay, Observer, don't worry.
Psychic headband picked up for 23. He'll pass that off.
I think you give that to you give that to Shadow Demon, for sure. But you can see the problem for the Gyrocopter. They have this like really good single core lineup on Spirit, but they have so much BKB piercing control that yeah.
Tornado lands, and they've got the crippling fear right on top of Whitemon. He's trying to TP out. Is it in time?
Oh
Yes,
my
it is.
goodness.
One shot away from death.
Yeah, that probably won't happen again for the rest of the game, though. I think Collapse will realize he's going to have to save the Void for the TP. That's the kind of mistake that you make once, and you're like, yeah, that was... Okay, fair enough.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're trying to use this disruption to push out these towers. They're about to have a tier 2 up in the top lane.
This Razor's so tanky now with the Shivas and the BKB too. I wonder if he goes Refresher next, or if he goes for some like really like tanky item like a Satanic or something. Could see the Satanic being really good.
Yeah. Still, by the way, Gyro, top of the net worth. So Yatoro's doing it, but
Is under attack.
it's again that split where it's Gyro, 3 cores on T1, everybody from Team Spirit. Although I say that, Shadow Demon's also got himself a lot of gold going into a BKB after this Aether Lens.
But imagine, like, the Gyrocopter was so far ahead of the Luna before, right? And they take a couple of bad fights, and suddenly Luna's pretty much caught up. Nice to have a close game today, though.
Yeah,
This
for
is,
sure.
And the thing about this game is as well, they're not afraid to get stuck in and like take these early fights, which is quite nice. You know, we've had some games today where they have been relatively slow.
Need to be careful. These illusions are starting to take the tier 3 up towards top. That'll force back
half
Toronto,
HP.
Tokyo. Yeah.
SD Luna.
Anta and the disruption illusions just doing work here.
You don't want to stand next to that tower, you don't want to give them the glaives.
Is this tower just gonna go down? Can Toronto, Tokyo do this by himself?
I mean, these SD illusions are so strong. I think they got a timeout just before, but...
Ooh.
That's such a nice play, though, by T1. It's so low committal, right? Like, if they win a fight now, they, you know, can run down the lane and take racks. They can easily just move to this top lane afterwards and get a second set quickly. Second Roche, minimum respawn time coming relatively soon. And give T1 win one more fight. They can take buildings so quickly with the Luna and the Beastmaster that it's approaching that point of the game.
BKB picked up for Cuckoo. Wants the Blink Dagger next. Was Gyro going into the Satanic, so he's 800 gold away from that. Hoping that they can make something happen with that Satanic too.
This Beastmaster with BKB is so hard to deal with now. I don't know how they're going to kill him. The Razor, the Beastmaster, they're all so tanky. And especially with the save behind from Zephyr. Like, Gyrocopter's the only hero that can deal this like spread damage to try and deal with them all. And Icetalker does a little bit, but he's so dead.
Collapse. Collapsed on by T1.
And here we go, this is what I mean. They win one fight, they push so hard now.
And it's right here next to the tier 3. They're also going to go in on Poshka. Mira trying to make something happen. He's got the Earth Spike. They have the ability to get this. They're starting to drain the mana, but Gyro moves in with the BKB pop by Carl. They're going to move forward and drop down that Eclipse. The damage isn't exactly going to be amazing. 23 trying to TP
Collapse
out.
just
Collapse
blew
going to the
back.
back lines, going after Carl. Gets the kill out onto the Razor. He just bought back, but he's going to be run down by Cuckoo. Trying to get the kill. Throws the axe. It's not enough. While 23 dies. He's dead for 78 seconds without buyback. They'll get the kill on Amira. And now, again, you've got a chase on your hands. You're looking over as the Night Stalker trying to fight, trying to get the kill here onto the
my
Beastmaster. Collapse with such a little bit amount of health. He's able to fight and win against this Beastmaster.
Team Spirit, SEA's Kryptonite B-Cup. It seems to be that way today.
Radiant are scanning.
Forcing T1 into this really awkward engagement where Razor gets up to the high ground and he gets the link off on the gyro, but he's already half HP. So the gyro isn't afraid to turn. Great buyback from Collapse as well. Manages to get into the backline, but the fact he doesn't die there,
Radiant's middle tower
crazy.
has fallen.
And it's a... What's the Roche spawn? It's quite a long one by the looks of it.
It's long. It was 3 minutes originally and still a minute and a half to go.
So like max respawn time.
That buyback from Collapse, though, is almost a split second away from being devastating.
Oh, for sure.
And that's the first misstep by T1 in a long time.
Yeah, they've been really solid for like the last 10-15 minutes or so before that fight. And second Roche.
Dire's top
Both teams
tower
need to posture.
is
This
under
Black
attack.
Dragon just pushing the tower. They're so annoying. I think they're gonna get it. Oh, close.
Oh. Static Storm. They get the kill on a Whitemon.
I think he's gonna have to buy back here on White One. They really like as soon as the Roche spawns, they see it with the Hawks and stuff, right? So if the Roche does spawn before Whiteman's up, he's probably just gonna come back straight into the fight. Luckily for them, it's probably not gonna be an issue by the looks of it.
4 seconds.
Let's just spawn
And it's
now.
up.
Does he want to buy back?
Down to half health. Collapse going in with the Dark Ascension. Shadow Poison moving forward. They'll send the Tornado over. It's not going to land on anything. They'll pop the Illusion Rune. They go to the Blink. They bought themselves the Hex, or actually the Mana Drain that takes away those illusions.
They bait out the cooldown here as well. They see the Roche with the Hawk. They need to get
Deafening
in.
Blast on a 3. Collapse going in. Now they've got the BKB pop by Yatoro. They'll get the Aegis onto the hands of the Gyro. Carl trying to go with the Static Link. He's got the BKB, but he's taking a lot of damage here from the Gyro. They get the finger out on him. Collapse moving forward, trying to get the silence with the Crippling Fear. He'll do so. They take out Carl. They've got the Meteor going up the stairs with these heroes on T1. Cuckoo, he ends up dead. Sunstrike's not going to be on the mark, but the Disruption Zephyr trying to survive and just barely does so. They get Whitemon still. It's 3 heroes down on the side of T1 and an Aegis picked up here for Yatoro and... Ooh, man.
Incredible fight for Spirit. I mean, they're just slightly too late to get into the pit on T1. Like, the Razor goes in with the Link, but Gyro's already picked up the Aegis. And again, the Raw slightly too late as well. Spirit are going to do this. They're going to try and force buybacks here. Has Daedalus coming out on the Courier on the Gyrocopter.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Invoker with the BOTs. And just TP in here if he needs.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, they killed the Courier! The creep with the TP on it.
Ooh.
So Invoker can't get to this fight. So they're going to have to back off. I don't think he realized that the glyph was on the Radiant Tower. Oh, the Sunstrike. Stupid dragon. It's been causing them so much difficulties up in this top lane with the split pushing.
$5K lead for Team Spirit, but again, T1 not by any means are they out by this or out of this game, and Team Spirit now with 5-man smoke. They're gonna try and make a play and shut down this game completely. Everything's up
There's a nullifier.
except for the Eye of the Storm.
Is Yatoro just going to charge up here? I mean, he is.
Yeah, the smoke gets broken. The blink back from Cuckoo. They'll look over at Zephyr. Zephyr's got the BKB. They'll throw the Demonic Purge and TP.
Oh my god, he almost
Just
dies
barely.
anyway.
The damage is so much.
So Zephyr has a BKB. I mean, that's actually quite impressive. 23 Savage. Oh my god, they're going to hunt him here. Yeah, Savage is going to have to BKB TP. just in case. Mira hunting here, and they see the Razor, I think.
Oh,
Dire's middle tower.
Sunstrike landing in front of him, collapse. Again, another BKB TP.
3 in a row. Spirit's worst nightmare. No, you can't just BKB TP.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's the sound that Faceless Void makes in that post-game screen.
From
The one that's
earlier on.
yelling. Yeah.
And this Invoker with the Midas now is actually, caught up relatively well. So this, the last couple of fights, the Roche kill.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
They're going for that Axe on the Invoker as well, so that big Sunstrike burst going to be coming through with the Cataclysm. If you can just get a Lion stun down with the Cataclysm, somebody is going to die.
Certainly problematic once he does get the Zags.
Now they know Razor has no
But-
BKB for a few more seconds, but they're going to go up anyway. He has it in a sec, actually. It shouldn't make too much of a difference.
Yeah, up in 2 seconds. The damage there on Yatoro, but he's got himself that Aegis.
I don't think you can just walk up to this high ground. They're going to glimpse back the Gyrocopter, but
Throws in the call down, and Team Spirit, they just don't want to fully commit just yet. They're going to send Toronto Tokyo over in the bottom lane, and he'll push it out.
yeah, the Lincoln's on Toronto Tokyo as well, putting it onto the Gyrocopter. They're playing against Raw. They're playing against... I think Link is the big one. And even the Purge as well, it could be really good against, so... They need to try and find a way of breaking that Lincoln's before they use these big spells. Especially the Link, because if the Gyrocopter's able to just freely right-click people in fights and not have any of that damage sapped, he's going to do such a huge amount of work. Oh my god, that could have been awful if the Refresher died there. I assume that's for the Razor, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so now he's got that Refresher, and again, it's just giving the opportunity to T1 to get potentially back into this game. It's a tough road, though. Team Spirit are taking it patiently, trying to finish off this game. They've been playing across the river for what seems to be forever now at this point. They've got the Butterfly on Yatoro, too, so he gets even harder to kill.
And the thing is as well, it's not even just good against like the Luna and the Razor and whatnot. It's good because of the Beastmaster. Like, he's amping the physical damage of the Razor and the Luna. So the fact that you have this Butterfly and they have no True Strike is a big deal.
Bottom lane, BKB, TP out. Cuckoo, though, taking the Sunstrike, and he's fine.
Good job by T1, though, to keep pushing the lanes in. Making sure they aren't just stuck in their base necessarily all the time. But this Aegis is making it so difficult for them. I really like the Lotus as well on the Kotal. I think Maposhka's items this game are so good. Really good choice by him. They have a Relic for the Invoker as well.
Got so much farm.
Jeez. They're going to go for this on T1.
And they're going to make their way in. Carl going in with the BKB. They've got the stun on Yatoro. Pop that Refresher Orb. Now the Static Storm is going to be dropped down. But that Static Storm's not exactly in the best place. They've got themselves the Primal Roar. They're going to look over and try and kill off this Invoker. They get the kill on Toronto Tokyo. It does have buyback, but they finish off Zephyr as well as Cuckoo. 2 dead on each side as Yatoro hits the deck. He doesn't have buyback. Whiteman's going to follow suit into the grave, but now the finger's going to be thrown out as well as the Mana Drain. He's trying to survive this one, pushing 23 away, but 23 gets the kill on Amira. Looking over at Collapse. Oh, trying to TP out. 23 won't be so fortunate, and Toronto Tokyo, who buys back, will have that cold snap to stop the TP and get the kill.
Yeah, really great initiation by Spirit. Like, Yatoro thinks he's fine, right? Because he gets the Lotus Orb on him, so the Link isn't going to do anything if it goes off. But Luna does so much damage now with this, with the Skadi, like stopping the lifesteal from the Satanic as well. Like, it just reduces that Gyrocopter's ability to just be able to stand its ground and fight.
Radiant's middle tower is
And it's
under
a
attack.
decent fight from T1, but much
that
better
for
from
the-
Team Spirit there, and it could have been way better if they kept Yatoro alive. Buyback, though, committed from Toronto Tokyo.
This Night Stalker is level 25 as well. Like, with this Basher, he's actually turning into such a nuisance. They have that BKB piercing stun now as well, so the BKB TPs might not be so potent. They did force out the Toronto Tokyo buyback though, right on T1, so
Yep.
they can take him out in the next fight. Could be
It
a
gives them
huge issue.
certainly an opportunity to get back into this. But Team Spirit have just played so well.
Yeah, like this net worth lead is nothing for Spirit at this point. It really,
Arcane Blink next.
it really doesn't mean a huge amount. It's all about spell usage now. Who gets the jump? Can Spirit use this vision advantage from the Night Stalker?
Dire's structures are fortified.
Constantly getting that chakra magic. They've got the shard on Keeper of the Light now, so we'll have the recall.
Where's my pension?
I think
Oshka has 3,200 gold.
I don't know what they're waiting for with this arcane rune. Okay, Collapse is going to take it now.
Radiant are
I don't know whether he's waiting just to have the Dark Ascension back up again, basically, so he'll be able to use the arcane rune for that.
They are
They're
coming over on
smoked
the
up.
side of T1. Smoked up, Yatoro in their sight. Smoke breaks immediately. They've got the blade coming out from Miro. Wow, an aggressive play. The finger comes out on a Carl. Sunstrike not
Carl's
going
in
to line. They've got
trouble,
the
though.
disruption coming through. The BKB on this Razor. They've caught themselves, Yatoro, for a moment. They get the kill on Miro. They'll take it the line. He's going to buy back immediately. Now on the run is T1. Collapse trying to catch up. He's chasing them down. The radio deafening blast coming through and hitting on 4 of these heroes. Now Collapse moves in, pops the BKB, goes after Carl.
the first hit bash.
First hit bash. Yules up into the air, trying to survive, and ends up falling to Yatoro. They've also found themselves Cuckoo. Yatoro with a double kill. They'll buy back at least on the Beastmaster. Team Spirit coming out ahead on what was a very big fight for them that was teetering on the edge.
Huge fight for Spirit. If they can force this Razor buyback as well, he's going to fall so far behind in net worth.
Recalling this Night Stalker, and Team Spirit will play to get back in. The Lucent Beam gets reflected. They've got themselves the Homing Missile as well as the Nullifier coming through to disrupt. Primal Roar used on Yatoro. He still has that BKB as well as the Satanic. He's going to pop the
Oh my
BKB
goodness,
as well as the
here we
Satanic,
go.
trying to heal up, and he goes after 23, who's dropped on the Eclipse. Having an attempt to get the kill to Collapse, who's dead for 2 minutes, but they finish on 23 as well as Waimon. Down goes Carl. He
Dive
fought
up.
back. He's going to be gone for 2 minutes.
has fallen.
Oh, dive bomb.
Disruption coming through. Zephyr has that extra cast range. Static Storm committed as well as the kinetic field. Satanic up in 3 seconds. They need to kill Yatoro now or he's going to heal it back to full. He doesn't have the BKB back for 50 seconds though. And there it is. Satanic popped and he's back up to full. They'll take the mid-setter axe completely.
Radiant's middle barracks
And they're going to head over to bot lane. There's a huge wave coming in here as well.
are under attack.
94 seconds without Carl. Mana drain for a split second from Mira. They're throwing these axes, trying to do something, trying to stop the gyro from taking the base, and he's taking the tier 3 as well as going after these racks. Melee and range gonna fall around the same time, and there they go. So bottom, mid, both gone. There's no tier 2 up in the top, so top is also open, but top is pushing in, and well, the dire top range racks have fallen.
Yeah, Roche up though, so Spirit should be able to back up and get this before the Razor's back up again. This Night Stalker, honestly, is doing so much work.
This sustains, good remains.
Toro with 36,000 net worth, having himself a game at the moment. 13, 2, and 16. Ags picked up from Baposhka.
Who's going to get the
Got
items
that
here on
will-less
Roche?
control. Pressure for Collapse. 25,000 net worth lead here for the side of Team Spirit.
Invisibility.
Gyro, Coddle, and Shadow Demon, the only 3 heroes right now to have buyback available for them.
Well, actually swapping out the BKB on the Gyrocopter for the Aegis could potentially be a little bit risky.
Scanning.
You have to assume he's probably going for like a Swift Blink or something next as well. Maybe just upgrade that Ags into the Blessing potentially. I love this refresher on the Night Stalker as well. The double, like BKB, the double Dark Ascension potentially. So much control for one fight. Posh is close to 25, Jesus. Has that ever happened before?
From Aposhka? Probably not.
He's played like Bane. He's like lucky to finish the game by level 18.
Meanwhile, 23 is going for a Divine Rapier. He's got himself the Scotty, Daedalus, Manta, BKB.
I think he has to at this point. Like, he understands their backs are right up against the wall here. They need to do something ridiculous to try and win. A 9k lead didn't really mean very much, but 27k, that kind of does.
Means a lot.
Yeah,
If you're going to try and stand his ground, Lucent Beam, a bit of damage coming in. Soul Catcher thrown over on Nataro. Earth Spike's not going to land. They've got the call down. Trying to keep their distance right now is T1 waiting for their opportunity to jump in, but they still got to get through this Aegis as well as probably the Satanic going off, and then the Aegis having it all again. Illuminate, Static Storm coming through, Static Link, but they get the Hex out on Akoro as well as the Finger. They're doing a lot of damage. Right clicks coming through from Yatoro. The disruption is going to be there for the save, but coming around the back is going to be Collapse. Now the Eclipse is dropped here. Will-O-Wisp coming through, BKB top by 23, trying to survive. Wayne,
Savage is in trouble.
How they fight into this. They've got the radio deafening blast. They get the kill on the 23. He's going to be there for 2 minutes. Cuckoo falls as well. 2 heroes gone. Make it a third. White line drops. GG is called, and that's going to be all she wrote for game number 1 as they get the kill on Carl, and they'll finish the team white. Team Spirit will take game number 1.
One game off being SCA's kryptonite today, B-Cop. It's happening.
For sure.
I think Team Spirit will be really happy with how they played this game. They made a couple of mistakes in that early stage. Oh, it's hit that time of the night again. It's getting dark. Sorry. But I think T1 will be really gutted. I think they made that huge mistake when they went mid and they tried to push the high ground before they were really ready. And they took one bad fight and Spirit just found their way back into the game again. Because I think T1 were in full control at one point in this game and they kind of let it they kind of threw it away a little bit and get out of control. So well played to Spirit. I think they definitely deserved it. But again, close series. I mean, it definitely could have gone either way at points in the game. So I think Collapse probably my MVP for that one. But shout out to Miposhka.